Tonight, we are all inspired and filled with pride during the Tempe Changemakers and Courage Awards. The recipients have accomplished so much already, and fortunately for all of us, have so much more to give.
These young people were nominated by their teachers, school administrators, and peers for their commitment to a cause, for dedicating themselves to making the world a better place. Whether it's on their school campus or in our community, when they see the problem, they take meaningful action to create a positive change. At this time, I am pleased to introduce you the YouthFest Tempe Changemakers. From compadre, it's actually compadre, but I'm going to say it the way my dad would say it. From Compadre Academy. My mom would be like, from Compadre Academy. Justin Christoph. Justin has aspirations to become a motivational speaker. He has spoken at Compadre open houses, and his speech sounded like a well-polished motivational speaker. Justin has a natural gift of captivating an audience while demonstrating a confident and professional demeanor. He's a goal-oriented individual who is driven to do what is right while encouraging others to do the same. Jasmine Macias Escobar. Jasmine Macias Escobar. Jasmine has an amazing work ethic. She has been going to school and working at a job with late nights to help support her family. My kind of girl right there. With all of her hard work, she will soon receive her high school diploma, es todo, mija, and has made her family very proud. Bien hecho. Kylie McCarty. Kylie has experienced a tremendous amount of personal growth during her time at Compadre. She's an excellent student who is involved with a We're Kind group on campus. She most recently led a meeting with all her students to help them become acquainted with their school. Jason Ruiz. Jason started at Compadre as a quiet and reserved freshman. He is now a senior and a leader in our school. Jason is a student council member, and he's a leader in JAG. Many of our students look up to him. He is an amazing role model for his younger classmates. George A. Young. George A. is an outstanding, outgoing student who has utilized Compadre to maximize her credits so she will be able to graduate early in her senior year. She's also particularly gifted in dance, and she would like to attend a college that would allow her to continue in performing arts. She's also involved in the We're Kind group on campus. From Corona del Sol High School, Colton Kiefer. Colton has the ability to make others feel good about themselves. He is kind and considerate. He's a member of our golf, baseball, and We the People team. Colton is a selfless teammate and wonderful addition to wherever he shares his talent. That's right, Colton. Teddy Latley. Teddy is an amazing young man who truly cares for other people. He is kind to everyone he comes into contact with. His upbeat personality is infectious, and he always puts others' needs in front of his own. He has volunteered numerous hours with Feed My Starving Children and other charitable organizations. Teddy has also done an amazing job as a student body president this year. Sydney Miller-Wise. Sydney has excelled in rigorous courses at a very large and scholastically competitive high school. She has maintained a 3.69 GPA and has managed her coursework in addition to being heavily involved in athletics and student activities on campus. Sydney also manages to be an invested and contributing member of her community. Brooke Nuneviller. Brooke is relentless in her pursuit of victory on the court and high grades in her academics. She's an incredible hard worker, a phenomenal teammate that elevates her fellow players with her positive energy, tremendous work ethic, and her no-quit attitude. Brooke volunteers locally on behalf of Feed My Starving Children, and she donates her time to Special Olympics as a youth volleyball coach. Tatum Stolworthy. Tatum is a remarkable young adult. She is polite, kind, positive, and always graceful. Tatum is the founder and president of our Aztec Strong Club and has made a huge impact on the Corona campus. Her dedication to raising awareness for suicide prevention and ensuring that everyone feels accepted is remarkable. In addition to this, when Tatum was 15 years old, she started a 501c3 nonprofit company called Music as Therapy. Her efforts consistently raise over $10,000 a year to provide a professional music therapist as well as musical instruments to aid in the development of special needs children. From Desert Vista High School, Tamara Daniely. Tamara is a senior at Desert Vista High School. She's a dynamic, passionate leader on campus. She currently serves as senior class vice president, a member of the Desert Vista Advanced Ed Committee, and treasurer of the National Honor Society. Tamara has the Master of Ceremonies for the first ever Desert Vista Diversity Assembly and did so with grace and charms. So next year she'll be here taking my job. Monica Asik Aberg. Monica is a tremendously involved leader on campus. She has held the following offices. Write these down. Speech and debate president, Key Club president, future president of the United States of America, vice president of the National Honor Society, and co-founder and co-president of Young Democrats. Monica also was a campaign intern with Kevin Patterson and was a finance intern with Ann Kirkpatrick, U.S. Senate campaign. Take a picture now. You're going to say, I knew the president. Margaret Braun. Margaret is a junior at Desert Vista who currently serves as a student body secretary as well as a president of the speech and debate team. She was a head organizer for Desert Vista's celebration of Diversity Assembly, which celebrated our students' cultural backgrounds. It also raised $1,500 for the Welcome to America project. Alyssa Goswick. Alyssa is a senior at Desert Vista. She is student body president and president of the Arizona Association for Student Council. She is the president and co-founder of Asian Student Interactive Association and a member of the Central Arizonas for Sustainable Economy. Elisa is also a member of the Rho Kappa Honor Society and the Spanish Honor Society. She also has served as Desert Vista and Arizona as an advocate for student government for each of her 4 years at Desert Vista. Emayan Eason. Emayan is also a senior at Desert Vista. She's president of the Student Superintendent Advisory Committee for Tempe Union High School District. Emayan is served as the vice president for the Be the Change Club. And I'm sorry if I messed your name. How do you say it? Emayan. Hijo de la She's also a member of the National Society of High School Scholars. Emayan is also a member of the Black Student Union at Desert Vista. From Marcos Deniza High School. Welcome to the stage, Lucy Armour. Lucy is the ideal student. She is kind, helpful, interested, respectful, and she's involved in everything. She has improved the culture of dance, student council, in every class that she has taken. She is admired by her teachers and classmates for all the right reasons. Sabrina Cervantes. It says right here like this, Sabrina is totally awesome. That's it. End of script. No, I'm just kidding. Her family moved to Maricopa last year, and she's been living on her own so she can finish high school at MDN. She works to pay her own expenses, maintains a 4.3 average GPA. She is leading several initiatives on campus to increase awareness of environmental issues, fundraising to build a greenhouse, and leading an AP environmental class in their signature project. It's hard not to get emotional. Claire Donahue. Claire is a great student. She is involved in many things on campus, and she excels at all of them. Her academic class load is quite challenging, but she carries a 4.4 GPA. Her work in the Advanced Business and Marketing program has her competing at state and international levels. She's a state champion for her ad campaign for the Bridget's Gift Breast Cancer Foundation. Claire embraces the meaning of caring and kindness and is truly a tremendous human being. Callahan Farr. Callahan may be the most accepting student on campus. He goes out of his way to make everyone feel good about themselves and show kindness to others. He plays a musical instrument and is very active in orchestra and in band. He continually maintains a GPA of 4.3 and is well respected by both peers and faculty. Callahan is an individual that stands out as an example of selflessness. He always goes out of his way to help others feel accepted and valued. Alona Taylor. You won't ever meet a better and happier person than Alona. Alona is a Marcos icon. She represents everything good and positive that we hope all of our students can achieve. She is academically minded and maintains a high GPA of 4.0. Get it, girl? She is active in sports, clubs, and extracurricular. Alana is kind and accepting to everyone she meets and is always smiling and loving to all people in her life. From McClintock High School, I was just sitting with somebody from there. Michael Bernard. Michael exemplifies what it is to be a change maker. He is outspoken in his advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community. In words and deeds, through his performances in speech, theater, and even in front of 2,800 people at Gamage, Michael gives a voice to those who struggle to be heard. As a queer person of color, Michael is bold and yet kind to everyone he meets. He is truly an ambassador of good and positive energy. He has outstanding grades, placed 4th in the National Speech and Debate Tournament last year, and is very active in clubs and leaders at McClintock. Leilani Hirimoto. Leilani is heavily involved with the Boys and Girls Clubs. She is a part of Tempe Keystone Program and is the Vice President. Keystone develops leaders of America with vigorous volunteer work. She qualified and competed in the Youth of the Year competition for boys and girls last year. She's an active member of MSA, Muslim Student Association, here at MHS. She is not a Muslim, but appreciates and supports diversity. Vivian Leibig. Vivian has been giving back to our schools and the community for years. She's a member of several clubs on our campus, including Voices Literary Magazine, HOSA, National Honor Society, PAWS, Site-Based Council, and she also participates in badminton and 3 levels of orchestra. Get my good side. She spends many of her days interning at a local veterinarian office and finds time to tutor students. She has also helped with POP, Prostate On-Site Project, where she has helped set up events to raise money for free screenings. She's also willing to give up her time to help others and raise awareness to help elicit change. Sean McKinstry. He's an outstanding student who spends countless hours perfecting all assignments besides maintaining a rigorous course load and being very successful in the classroom. He also volunteers outside of school. He has supported many service activities over the past 4 years in the Peggy Payne Academy Senate. He is always reliable and dependable. He's a member of our school swim team, NHS, and many other clubs on campus. Sean is constantly giving of himself, giving back to our school and giving back to his community. You can always count on Sean to help no matter what and no matter who asks. Janelle Wagner. Everything that Janelle does, she does with a greater purpose in mind. This is evidenced by her involvement and leadership in clubs such as Domino Effect, a club founded on Gandhi's philosophy of being the change you wish to see. PAWS, Protecting Animal Wellness, and National Honor Society. Her desire to work the lives of others is most evident in the volunteer work that she does at Banner Desert Medical Center's gift shop. Although a volunteer position, Janelle has put in so many hours and has had such a positive impact that she was awarded the Presidential Volunteer Service Award. From Mountain Point High School. Let's give a round of applause to these 2 individuals that I'm going to read together. Samantha Gibbs and Clara Jauregui. Clara and Sam are selfless and passionate student leaders who work quietly to make a major difference. Together, these young ladies made a huge impact on campus when coordinating the Make Your Voices Be Heard week on our campus and developing our Pride Strong Club. This special week was designed to spread love, positivity, and to remind every student and staff that we all have someone to turn to when life is hard. The suicide prevention or mental health awareness focus was created in such a timely manner when our sister school experienced their own tragedy. Claire and Sam reminded us that as a Pride, we always have each other. Ryan Gomez. Ryan is president and founding member of the Like a Girl Club. It is through this startup organization that the esteem and power of young women is promoted and encouraged. Her leadership in this organization stresses the importance of success and confidence among women. Through guest speaking, performance, and community service, these girls in this club have accomplished great things, all thanks to Ryan. Michael Lynn Moses. Michael Lynn is a quiet role model at Mountain Point who leads by example. Not only has she pursued rigorous courses and excelled in all of them, she devotes her spare time to her two passions, dance and community service. Michael Lynn has found a way to integrate her two loves to better serve the community and is working on two meaningful efforts to do this. In addition, Michael Lynn has articulated her desire to create a tutoring program on a primary school campus. She has reached out to multiple schools to explore her options. This young lady is only a sophomore and is already in the process of making her community a better place. Piper Stevens. Piper is a resilient young lady. She faced a difficult childhood, but has never used her situation as a crutch. Instead, she perseveres through her heartache and instability. Piper has pursued honors and AP courses each year of high school. She will graduate in the top 10% of her class as a result. She wants to educate others on the foster care system, commend those who have foster children, and be a voice for students currently placed in foster care. Piper is known on our campus for always going above and beyond. From Tempe High School, Ivan Alexander. Ivan strives to make Tempe High an amazing place each and every day. He always has a smile on his face and possesses an amazing character. He rarely seems off his game and is willing to jump in and lend a hand anywhere possible. Es todo, Ivan. He advocates for others and has found himself in the middle of programs and events that impact school pride and culture. Last year, Ivan served as a youth ambassador for the Tempe Sister City program. Ivan is one amazing young man. Jorge Arredondo. Jorge is dedicated to making the Tempe High community a better place and has worked countless hours in pursuit of this. Jorge volunteers to assist area youth with tutoring and academic assistance. On campus, Jorge is el mero mero. He's a member of the Tempe High football program and serves as a peer tutor for athletes. Jorge is well respected by his peers and works hard to improve the lives of everyone around him. Reina Cruz. Reina is a highly involved member of our Key Club and is currently a regional leader for Key Club as the Lieutenant Governor for the South Mountain Division of Key Club. Additionally, she has been the AIDS Spirit USA Chair for our club and planned and ran community that walked and raised funds for AIDS Spirit USA. This year, she mentored the new committee chairs of the event to ensure future success. Carla Islas. Carla is an active member of our community. She's also a member of the Student Council and Mecha. Carla has essential in organizing the DACA Day of Dreamers activity in October. Es todo. She has worked to advocate for undocumented students, all while participating in extracurricular activities such as cross-country and soccer. Carla is kind and well-spoken and looks to make the lives of those around her better. Saúl Ontiveros. Saúl is an excellent student and a wonderful person. He makes the world a better place with his efforts to make positive changes in society. As a sophomore, Saúl assumed a leadership role in the Tempe High School Orchestra program, marching band, and in the Key Club. His strong leadership skills have progressed as he continues to be involved with school and service activities now in his senior year. Whatever career Saúl chooses, he will be successful. His positive outlook and strong work ethic will ensure you success. All right, at this time, we are pleased to honor the YouthFest 2017 Courage Awards recipients. These young people have demonstrated the courage it takes to succeed in the world while facing great odds. We should have Kleenex as a sponsor for this. They have risen above and beyond to be successful in their day-to-day lives. As you will see and you will hear, I believe that you also will agree that these young people are an inspiration to all of us, each and every one of us. Some of us, it hits home. To me, it hits home when I hear these stories. But I'm not going to bore you with that one. Tonight's recipients, they're going to be receiving a plaque recognizing their courage and also a $150 gift card. At this time, I would like to introduce the City Council members and dignitaries who will present tonight's YouthFest 2017 Courage Award winners. First, my best friend, Mayor Mitchell.
It is my pleasure to introduce our first Courage Award recipient, Jason Knorr. Jason is a senior at McClintock High School, has experienced a turbulent year marked with several personal milestones and immense heartache. Despite the obstacles he's faced, Jason has persevered and continued on his path to success. Jason lost his father this past December, an enormous loss for any young person during their important development years, and made even more difficult as it was just 4 days before Jason's 18th birthday. The passing of his father, who Jason describes as an inspiration to him, was unexpected, even though he had been fighting an autoimmune disorder. While he felt numb and devastated, Jason has been able to cope, moving forward with the support of his mom, his siblings, his friends, and many caring people from McClintock Charger community and his faith community at University Presbyterian Church. Jason also has support of his family, friends, church, and school when he came out of school this year. Jason says he felt a sense of relief in being able to share his true self with others, noting that people love him all the more for it and are so accepting. Having the love and support of his family, boyfriend, and friends has made the difference in his ability to cope with the loss of his father. He says his mother is doing an incredible job of helping our family and inspires him to keep looking towards the future. Aaron Kahn, Jason's nominator for the Courage Award, shares that Jason doesn't just draw on the strength of others. He pays it forward and gives it back to his community. She has watched how Jason has mentored freshman students and younger members of the debate team, serving as a role model and a class act. Aaron adds that Jason's positive and contagious self-being is where when he has a bad day, he's always there for just a little kind of inspiration to those that need it and a kind word. Jason's friends would agree, describing him as kind, jovial, funny, and caring. He shares that his life's philosophy is do the best you can for everyone around you. Be kind to them, and they will be there for you when you need them. Jason strives today to stay on top of his rigorous studies as a student in McClintock's Peggy Payne Bell Academy for the academic excellence for gifted and talented students. His favorite class is history, and his favorite teachers include Miss Laura Zinke, Miss Aaron Kahn, and Mr. Brock Danskin. He is a member of the speech and debate team and plays French horn in the marching band. With his debate team and his honors coursework and experience, Jason's goal is to study foreign relations and global studies in college. He's got his eyes set on a career at the State Department. He could probably use some help there. With his positive outlook and circle of support and drive to make a difference in his community, Jason will undoubtedly go far. In his words, I choose to celebrate life by taking the lessons and the legacy that my father created in order to make the decisions necessary to live my own life. Jason Knorr, for your perseverance and your positive impact on others, on behalf of the City of Tempe, I am honored to present you with the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Please come forward.
Our next award this evening will be presented by Tempe City Manager Andrew Ching.
Good evening. Imagine you're in the middle school and you are escorted by an adult at all times during the school day and unable to roam your school campus freely with friends and have those middle school conversations, the ones that form friendships. Or you're unable to attend a school assembly in the gymnasium because doing so would most likely result in you having a seizure. This is the reality for Maria Valles, an 8th grader at Tempe Academy of International Studies, and it is my honor to introduce her as our next Courage Award recipient. Maria was born 14 years ago as a happy, healthy baby. One night during story time when she was 7 years old, Maria suddenly dropped to the floor. Doctors did lots of different tests but couldn't find the source of her sudden onset of seizures. She was eventually diagnosed with epilepsy, a neurological disorder marked by sudden recurrent episodes of sensory disturbance, loss of consciousness, or convulsions associated with abnormal electrical activity in the brain. In Maria's words, she has trouble saying what she wants to say, has staring spells, and she has triggers that make her drop to the ground without warning anywhere at any time. These triggers include strobe lights, flashing lights, high-pitched tones, and heat. As time goes on, she is learning of new triggers, such as the gym at her school. Something of unknown origin in the school gymnasium causes Maria to have seizures. Therefore, she can't participate in the regular PE classes that she is required to. Instead, she goes to the library to do yoga to retain her PE credit. She is dedicated and doesn't take her condition as a chance to get out of classes, but uses it as an opportunity to learn and to do something different. When asked what words best describe her, Maria says, creative, spontaneous, and determined. Maria is also described as courageous and encouraging by her nominators for the way she speaks out and encourages her peers. Tempe Academy is a zero-waste school, which encompasses sorting trash into compost, recycle, and landfill bins. Maria, on her own accord, decided that she was going to help by encouraging the other students to sort correctly. She stands behind the bins in the morning and at lunch, letting the students know how to correctly sort and politely ask students to pick up any trash that may have fallen to the ground. In addition, she sees the food waste and asks students why they aren't finishing their meals and encourages students to find and try different foods. Maria is the Tempe Academy mini-mom who is wise beyond her years. Maria's hobbies include sewing, drawing, reading, and embroidery. Naturally, her favorite classes are fabrics and design, as well as art. She has dreams of becoming a fashion designer and maybe even one day attending Harvard University. Maria would like to thank the staff at Tempe Academy and her family for all that they do for her, and her family is here tonight with her. When asked what advice she would give others in her situation, she said, "There are more ways to have fun. You're not limited. Don't let it stop you from being you." Maria Valles, on behalf of the City of Tempe, I am honored to present you with the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Maria, please come up and accept your award.
Our next presenter would be Tempe Diablo Mike DiDomenico, who will present our next award. Mike DiDomenico. My bad.
Thank you, JR. Courage, the ability to do something even though one is frightened. This definition of courage describes our next Courage Award recipient, Jordan Clark, whom I have the honor of introducing tonight. Jordan is a junior at Compadre Academy High School. Jordan has more than academics she must focus on. She has a beautiful 8-month-old daughter, Delilah, who also attends school with her. Among the typical challenges of being a teenager and the pressures of doing well in school, Jordan has had to take on the unexpected role at an age where she is learning to become an adult herself. Jordan started her high school career at Mesa High, where she was an A student as a freshman and sophomore. She played softball, she sang in the choir, she enjoyed her high school experience immensely, and then her life changed when she found out that she was pregnant. Coming from a religious upbringing, her pregnancy brought shock to her family, and it was very difficult to process the news and decide how to move forward. These circumstances left Jordan feeling alone while trying to cope with this pregnancy. While not an easy decision, Jordan's family decided that Jordan would leave Mesa High and attend an online school that would better accommodate her pregnancy. This proved to be very difficult for Jordan and heightened her feeling of isolation, even causing her to fail several classes. No longer among her friends, her peers, her teammates, her choir members, life had taken a drastic turn for Jordan. Looking for another chance, Jordan enrolled in Compadre Academy this past fall, in 2017. Yes, the drive was much farther for her and her family, but there was something greater to be gained. What Compadre gave her was hope, because Jordan and her daughter Delilah could attend school together at a special program called TAP, which stands for Teenage Adolescent Pregnancy Program. That program is unique because it provides childcare on site at Compadre. While in TAP, Jordan and her daughter Delilah have been inspiring others to make the best of difficult situations. Despite daily challenges, Jordan continues to exhibit a positive attitude, further demonstrating her resiliency. Jordan is the president of TAP, the TAP Club, and vice president of JAG, which is Jobs for Arizona Graduates. This may not be surprising to her mom, who says that Jordan's always been a natural-born leader, especially within their family and at church and among her peers. All the while, she is participating in classes and striving to get back to those straight A's that she used to get. Just one example of the types of special things that Jordan does daily. When a student was taken to the hospital recently, Jordan, already a mother herself, went to the hospital to pick up her classmate's baby to care for it overnight. This would be a lot for anyone to take on, and she's only 16. With all her involvement, Jordan always puts Delilah first and is completely focused on the well-being and future of her daughter. A more recent hobby of handwriting art has also provided Jordan with a creative outlet, and one in which she was able to create her own invitations for her daughter's recent baptism. As Jordan continues through her journey with Delilah, she strives to graduate high school, attend Mesa Community College, and eventually transfer to ASU to major in marketing. Finding inspiration from one of her favorite celebrities, Ellen DeGeneres, Jordan appreciates the big heart that Ellen has and how she shares it with others. Like Ellen, Jordan strives to share the compassion that she has been shown, especially during times of great challenge. When you think of Jordan, remember these words that she lives by. If you are shown the love you deserve, you become a different person. Jordan would like to thank her mother and family who have always been there and whom she has grown closer to since having Delilah. Jordan is also grateful for her teachers at Compadre who take the time to really know her and be there for her. Several teachers had many great things to say about Jordan, but to highlight just one staff comment, on my birthday, Jordan wrote me a beautiful letter wishing me a happy birthday. It was filled with many kind sentiments and beautifully crafted. It made my day. And today we hope to make Jordan's day, to recognize her resilience and ability to spread her ray of sunshine onto others. Jordan Clark and Delilah, it is my pleasure to invite you to the stage to receive the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award.
Our next award is presented by Council Member Colby Granville.
I'd like to introduce you to a young man named Jose Ramos. Jose describes himself as athletic, friendly, and helpful. Jose's teachers agree that he has a catching enthusiasm for life, learning, combined with a willingness to share and participate. Jose is a sixth grade student in the SEALS program at Fees College Preparatory Middle School. Jose has special needs and is diagnosed with autism, a developmental disorder characterized by troubles with emotional, social interactions, and communications. The SEALS program provides students like Jose with a specialized and individualized learning environment, including a smaller class size, adapted curriculum, and classroom assistance. As an elementary student at Scales Technology Academy, he was very shy and would often hide under his desk, refusing to participate. Jose is being raised by a single mom who has been instrumental in ensuring that Jose received all the support and intervention he needed to overcome those challenges. Over the last few years, Jose has proven that a positive attitude and willingness to work hard makes almost everything possible. His motto is, "Be good at school and do what makes you happy." Jose's favorite subject is math and fractions. He says math is getting easier because Miss Nelson teaches him, and she is, quote, "doing amazing." He continues to overcome this adversity by thriving in his classroom and is often assisting his peers with their math calculations and reminding them of the classroom expectations. Jose is a very warm person with tremendous strength of character and integrity. Despite what others may see as a limitation, he has participated in a multitude of extracurricular activities with students who do not have disabilities, such as joining the flag football team. He wants to go to ASU and be a football player. Jose would like to thank his mom and his teachers, Miss Nelson and Miss Nima. He says, "My mom and teachers helped me learn about things, and I'm glad they are here in my life." Yeah, that's their appropriate response. Jose Ramos, on behalf of the city of Tempe and in honor of your strength and perseverance, I'm proud to present you with this 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Jose, please come up and accept your award.
Please welcome to the stage Tempe City Council Member Randy Keating. I hate it when my accent comes out. Randy Keating, he'll present himself and he's going to give our next award.
You had it right. It's Keating. Good job. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. It's my honor to introduce to you an amazing individual, Lily Myers, for the Courage Awards. While middle school can be an awkward time, transitioning from childhood to adolescence, being terrorized by one's peers to your breaking point is not part of the growing up pains that we expect. For Lily, though, middle school was just that, as she was constantly bullied and tormented by her peers. It took an incredibly large toll on her mental health, leading to a battle with depression and a near attempt at suicide. While dealing with her depression, Lily learned that her younger sister had been sexually abused in the summer of 2017. From there, she struggled further with her stability to the point where she had to seek mental health services for intrusive thoughts, depression, and suicidal ideation. Despite all of her hardships, Lily is here today because she has managed to push forward and find beauty in her life through her extraordinary talent as an artist, storyteller, and illustrator. This is a gift that Lily shares by offering to contribute to her art for school events. And throughout life's ongoing challenges, Lily finds it in herself to be there for others. As her mother says, Lily is a natural caretaker and a, quote, cornerstone of the family. When she was just 8, Lily helped care for her grandmother with day-to-day tasks, and now she watches her little brother and sister when her mom and stepfather both must work evenings. Being a shoulder to cry on, Lily knew that a staff member had recently experienced a tragic event, and Lily provided an empathetic ear and a sense of comfort. It should be no surprise that with her interests in arts and compassion that Lily plans to attend South Mountain Community College to get her associate's degree in sociology, transferring to the University of Advanced Technology to get an animation degree, and possibly to pursue art and therapy in hopes to help others heal. Along with art, Lily has found much support and inspiration in her friends, family, and teachers at Compadre Academy. She would like to thank her mother, who risked death during her birth, her loving grandmother, who helped care for her as a child, and her stepfather, who has accepted her completely as his own and provides a solid source of advice. Lily would especially like to recognize her uncle Daniel, who also acted as a caretaker for much of her childhood and set a great example as a male role model. A simple yet powerful piece of advice Lily wants us to remember, and for those who've gone through similar situations as hers, is it's not your fault. It's okay to take a breath, but don't quit altogether. And don't forget to look in the positive in life, even when all you have is duct tape, popsicle sticks, and bubble gum to hold the world together. Lily, please come forward and accept your Courage Award.
Our next award is presented by Councilmember Lauren Kuby.
QB like quarterback. That helps. I'm delighted to introduce Angelica Olivas as our next award winner for the courage to overcome a family situation. Angelica, a junior at Compadre Academy, has faced unthinkable hardships in her young life, and yet she has persevered. Nevertheless, she persisted. In early 2016, Angelica had every intention to graduate high school, but was faced with disabilities, homelessness, and a lack of consistent family support. She began working part-time to provide for basic shelter and necessities, and she was committed to school and started out school very strong, attending classes and getting tutoring. As the year progressed, her life spiraled out of control. Her living situation fell apart, her employer became untrustworthy, and then she missed a number of days from school as she searched out a new living situation and a job. Angelica's grades began to plummet as the challenges she faced with disabilities hindered her ability to catch up on classwork, and her own distracted emotional state compelled her to drop out of school. Shortly thereafter, she found out she was pregnant. Her goal in life then became to find a job to provide for her baby. Angelica and Josue Ortiz Espinoza, the father of her child, moved in together, and life began to stabilize again as they prepared for the birth of their beautiful baby. On June 25th, 2017, just weeks before the baby was due, Josue was killed in an automobile accident. Angelica, devastated by grief, did her best to hold herself together for the impending birth. The day came for the arrival of their baby girl, and complications caused Angelica to undergo a C-section. The birth of beautiful Adeline, who you see over there, Adeline Jolene Ortiz, came with mixed emotions: joy that her baby had finally arrived and was healthy, and grief that she was experiencing one of life's greatest joys without her partner. As she struggled emotionally and physically to recover from labor and delivery, there were complications, and she headed back to surgery again. This meant Angelica had to remain in the hospital while Adeline was discharged to her family members. After being released from the hospital, she reflected on her new life and asked herself, what is the best way for me to support my daughter moving forward? Her answer was education. She returned to Compadre Academy, where she and Josue had met. Compadre felt like a safe and comforting place for her to walk the halls and see the places where they used to hang out together. Since returning to school, Angelica continues to be faced with challenges of homelessness, disabilities, and grief, along with caring for her beautiful daughter, but she never gives up. She writes poems in a way to express herself and has compiled these poems into a book entitled A Woman's Voice. Her nominator states, oftentimes when individuals are considered for awards, committees look for someone who is successful or a role model. Is Angelica experiencing success right now, or a role model for others to look up to? Maybe not by some people's definition, but she sure is by mine. She continues to come to school when she isn't faced with one of many outside struggles. She works hard on her assignments, and she's dedicated to graduating from Compadre next May. Angelica is determined to provide for herself, and her daughter has been learning to navigate various agencies and services. She puts her family first and is proud, so proud of who she has become. This teen mom who continues to face adversity is more excited than ever about her future. She plans to pursue a career in the medical profession to provide a better life for her daughter than she had. Angelica is so grateful for the support of Ms. Pays and Ms. Carmody through TAP, Ms. Mays and Ms. Claudia and the teen moms that she met along the way. She'd also like to thank the Young Lives at Redemption Church and Tricia Palma for always supporting her. And she'd also like to thank her mamas who are with her tonight. Angelica, on behalf of the City of Tempe, in honor of your perseverance and your determination, we're honored to present you with the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Please come forward to accept your award.
To introduce our next award, please welcome Councilmember David Shapira. I know, right? Practiced for 2 years, your last name.
He couldn't say Keating, but he got Shapira. That was pretty good. It is my honor to introduce our next recipient, Curtis Waller, for the ability to overcome challenges. Curtis is a super senior at Desert Vista High School living with autism. He spent his first couple of years in high school in a resource setting. Curtis did not always have the skills to calm himself down, requiring an aide to assist him. Aside from learning how to navigate a large high school with a disability, Curtis was also adjusting to life without a loved one. Curtis lost his mom very unexpectedly just before middle school. With no other siblings, Curtis relies on his incredible father, Jim. His teacher says she has been humbled to be able to see the relationship between Curtis and his dad. Mrs. Kayla Lupton-Stiegel, Curtis's teacher, says his dad is a rock star dad who is clearly a reflection of Curtis's happiness. Curtis's current teacher, Mrs. Lupton-Stiegel, says he has a meaningful presence and can instantly put people in a better mood with his quirky stories or singing his favorite songs aloud in her class. He is also the vocalist of a rock band in the community called the Genius Guys. They perform at our very own Tempe Center for the Arts once a year with other bands of special needs kids. Curtis's academic achievements include attending both resource and general education classes on campus and participating in electives such as film study and American/Arizona history. He is a member of the Desert Vista Workbridge program, where he spends 2 periods of his school day volunteering in the community to build a variety of work skills for after high school. Yes, he does it all, and he does it with a big smile on his face. Curtis's interests include movies, U.S. presidents, and classic rock. His favorite band is Bad Company. If you want to know anything about the band Bad Company, just ask Curtis. He is just as knowledgeable about our presidents. In fact, while sitting at the table with Curtis, I asked him if he knew all the presidents, after which he named each of them in order. He also has a unique interest in movies. Forget about the big star of the movie. Curtis is only interested in the extras. His favorite extra is Frank Baker, who appeared in many movies as an extra, including Mary Poppins. In addition to his presidential knowledge, Curtis has another very special skill. If you tell him the day, month, and year, or date, month, and year in which you were born, he can tell you the day of the week you were born on. His dad says he has memorized the calendar and does it all the time. His favorite quote is, "Everyone is allowed to have a bad day. Nobody is perfect." Curtis would like to thank Frank Baker for being an extra in Mary Poppins. And he would also like to thank his teachers, Mrs. Myers, Mrs. Fazio, and Mrs. Lupton-Stiegel. Curtis Waller, on behalf of the City of Tempe and in recognition of your perseverance and accomplishment, I'm honored to present you with the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Curtis, please come to the stage and accept your award.
Our next award is presented by Tempe Elementary School District Superintendent Chris Bush. I get it right? I got it right. All right.
I am really, really honored, first of all, to be here tonight with a community that supports our children unconditionally. I am honored to present our next Courage Award to Cariana Cullum. Cariana is a studious and optimistic 8th grade student at Conley Middle School. As her teacher, Miss Ryder, describes her as the epitome of sunshine. And after sitting with you tonight, I absolutely agree. She comes to school practically skipping every day with one of the biggest smiles on her face. Due to a variety of traumatic experiences at the start of her 7th grade school year, Cariana was removed from her home and placed with her aunt and uncle. Cariana has had to endure months of counseling services and is still managing to cope with continued counseling. On top of going through such a personally difficult and traumatic experience, Carrie, as she's also known, also had to endure the transition of being withdrawn from her school and transferring to her new school, Conley. With so much upheaval and distress at such a young age, you wouldn't blame her for withdrawing or shutting down. But it's been quite the opposite for Carrie. With all of this occurring over the last 2 years, she has never had a chip on her shoulder or allowed it to be negatively impact her enthusiasm for school or extracurricular activities. Known as Sweetie to all her teachers, Carrie makes the most out of her school experience. She is eager to learn and looks forward to her classes, even asking her teachers for extra homework on the weekends. Carrie's enthusiasm goes beyond just hitting the books. She is a supportive classmate, offering a helping hand to fellow students without giving it a second thought. She has served as a student council representative for her classroom. She loves music and enjoys being part of choir. She is also on the cheerleading squad and plays on the varsity girls basketball team. Being in the 8th grade, Cariana recognizes that a new transition is coming. While she is understandably nervous and sad to leave her friends and teachers at Conley, she is equally excited and looks forward to being a McClintock Charger next year and has her sights set on eventually attending Arizona State University. With her enthusiasm for learning and commitment to getting her education, Cariana would like to thank her teachers for their support and inspiration, including Ms. Ryder and Mr. Ferris, her science teacher. She would also like to recognize and thank her amazing family for their love and support, including her Aunt Amanda, her Uncle Marcus, her cousin Hannah, her grandmother Carla, and last but not least, her dog Marley. Cariana is very practical in her advice to her peers. Treat others with respect, work hard, and make sure you get a good education. Cariana Cullum, on behalf of the City of Tempe, and in recognition of your perseverance and accomplishments, I am honored to present you with the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. So would you please come up and join us?
To present our next award, please welcome Vice Mayor Robin Arredondo Savage. Arredondo.
I told him he says my name better than I do, so that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I mean, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody being here tonight. I know I've had the opportunity to do this for several years, and every single time I come, it's so inspirational to all the award winners, but also to all the people in this room. Whether you're a friend, a family member, a teacher, a counselor, an administrator, a staff member, you guys have truly made the difference. And I think this is what this community is all about, and I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And very grateful and honored tonight to present the next Courage Award to Brittany Moss. Wise beyond her years, Brittany is a senior at Tempe High School. At just 18, she is raising a 2-year-old daughter, I don't know if that's her, I don't think that's her. Juggling honors, and IB courses, which stands for International Baccalaureate, playing in the school band, and managing to plan for her future. However, her smile and quiet confidence reassure you that this young lady knows exactly what she is doing. And although Brittany will be graduating with honors this spring, getting to this point has really not been easy. After a difficult childhood, and as one of 8 children in a family without much stability, Brittany was removed from her home at the age of 15 and placed into foster care. Just a few months later, she found out she was pregnant. While Brittany was scared and wasn't sure she could handle a baby without family, she opted to stay in her foster home. 2 of her sisters chose to leave and live with their aunt on the Navajo reservation, but the most important thing to Brittany was her education. So even though her foster placement was less than ideal, she chose to stay and finish high school at Tempe High. At age 16, Brittany gave birth to her daughter, Celine. She was moved to a group home in Queen Creek for young women in foster care who had children. Transportation, unfortunately, became a major obstacle, but Brittany was determined to continue attending Tempe High School. Her participation in the AVID program, Advancement via Individual Determination, honors and IB courses, and teachers motivated Brittany to remain focused on her studies. Her days were long. Each morning, she would leave the group home at 7 a.m. and not return until after 4:30. Once home, she would then care for her newborn daughter and manage various group home responsibilities. In addition to everything Brittany was experiencing, at age 16, she learned that her father had died. Brittany had not spoken to him several years, but had grown up knowing him, so his death was, of course, difficult. Through all of this, Brittany has remained focused on her education because she knows that an education will benefit her and her daughter for years to come. She stays focused on her studies and her daughter. She often reflects on the difficult life that her mother had supporting 8 children. She remembers what it was like to be on welfare and watching her mom struggle to make ends meet. But in spite of everything that Brittany has endured growing up, she remains a strong 3.56 GPA, and she plans to attend Arizona State University and pursue, hopefully maybe a degree in astrophysics, like that's not difficult, or criminal justice. In addition to being an outstanding student, Brittany is an outstanding young person. She's caring and a loving mother who always puts her daughter first. She is well-spoken, optimistic, and mature beyond her years. We are very lucky to have her in the Tempe community and look forward to seeing her accomplish whatever she sets her eyes on. And I know whatever that will be, she will be ultimately successful. So Brittany Moss, please come forward to accept your 2018 Courage Award.
Please welcome Kyrene Elementary School District Superintendent, Dr. Jan Vesley, to present the next award.
Good evening. This is only my second year to live in this community, and I want to thank the City of Tempe, and I want to thank all of the community members who literally wrap your arms around our kids to ensure their success. It has been incredibly impressive being a part of this community, so we thank you very, very much. This evening, it is my distinct honor as the proud superintendent of the Kyrene School District to present to you Avery Reese, an 8th grader at Kyrene Middle School. Avery is a shining example of a student that does not give up, a student who always has a smile on his face and who stands ready to help his peers. He describes himself as the toughest kid I know, and his story suggests that to be very, very true. Avery was diagnosed with the rare autosomal polycystic kidney disease with chronic hepatic fibrosis when he was just 1 month old. Complications from the disease resulted in Avery receiving a new kidney donated by his mother in 2008. The transplant was successful for the first year, but then Avery's body began to reject the kidney, and in 2013, the kidney had to be removed. He is currently awaiting a kidney and liver transplant, a process made more difficult by the fact that he is compatible with only about 1% to 2% of the population. Due to the production of a high number of antigens by his immune system, his body wants to reject foreign invaders, including a kidney transplant. He gets weekly infusions to reduce the production of antigens to allow a wider window of eligible donors and waits in the meantime for a compatible match. In spite of frequent periods of hospitalization and absences from school and the long hours of dialysis treatment each week, Avery and his family have ensured that he remains fully engaged at school, enjoying the life of a 14-year-old boy as much as possible. Avery is an emerging leader on campus, participating in the program Where Everybody Belongs, or better known as WEB. The WEB program is where 8th graders like Avery mentor incoming 6th graders to help ease the transition to middle school. Avery spent time during this past summer break working with his peers to prepare a full day of fun and team building for the new students. On the first day of school, he made sure the 6th graders were welcomed and felt comfortable. Avery has continued working with the 6th graders weekly to further support their transition in middle school, and you can often see Avery proudly wearing his WEB t-shirt. His positive and kind personality makes him an ideal WEB student leader. Around KMS, Avery can be found socializing with his peers and telling his teachers funny stories. He is an outstanding acting student and has performed in many school plays. Across the campus, he uses his wit and charisma to make others smile. Avery is passionate about the environment and taking care of the planet. He loves animals and is an expert on bugs. He can often be found rescuing bees out of the pool. He likes 80s music, and a highlight of this year was attending the Barrett-Jackson car auction. Recently, I engaged my Student Superintendent Council in a discussion of grit, the ability to keep moving forward no matter the obstacles. It would be hard to find a better example of resiliency and grit than Avery. He tells others, you have to have bad days in order to have good ones, so keep fighting. This one, tough kid, keeps on fighting. Avery Reese, in recognition of your perseverance and your accomplishment, I am honored to present you with the 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Avery, please come up and accept your award. Congratulations.
Our final recipient this evening will be introduced by Tempe Union High School Superintendent, and one of the reasons why I'm back this year, so blame him, Dr. Kenneth Baca.
Thank you. First of all, on behalf of the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board, administration, and staff, thank you to the City of Tempe, the Tempe Diablos, and all the sponsors who made this event possible and recognizing some amazing young men and women. For those of us who have always known a home to go to and have always had a bed of our own, may this next story inspire us and remind us to be grateful for all that we have been given. It is my pleasure to introduce our next recipient, Aaliyah Love, for the courage to overcome incredible adversity. Aaliyah is a senior at Marcos de Niza High School and is looking forward to 2 dates this May: graduation and her 18th birthday on May 12th. She knows that both of these days will provide her with the freedom and independence, something she has been yearning for since she can remember. Aaliyah started her life in Ohio with her older sisters and 2 younger brothers. Most of her siblings still live in Toledo, Ohio, spread out amongst relatives. Although Aaliyah speaks fondly of Ohio, she believes Arizona is where she belongs and where she has dreams. It is truly remarkable that she is able to be so optimistic about her future when you learn about the challenges that she has faced in her past and continues to face today. Aaliyah's mom has struggled to maintain consistent employment for as long as Aaliyah can remember. There was a time when things were stable with a nice apartment, but as the bills began to pile up, Aaliyah's mom struggled to maintain housing. Aaliyah and her mom lived in hotels, moving frequently. When it became impossible for her to provide the necessities Aaliyah required, Her mom relinquished her to the care of the Department of Children's Services. Aaliyah has lived in several group homes over a 4-year period, changing schools often. She lived in foster home before moving in with her mother again, and they began to process and work on their relationship. Unfortunately, there have been many obstacles to this. Aaliyah remembers being alone in hotel rooms, wondering when her mom would return. But in spite of her problems at home, Aaliyah was able to excel in school. She's a good student, but also a gifted athlete. She joined the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and has excelled in volleyball, playing on the club team for a period of time. When the athletic trainer at Marcos learned that Aaliyah wanted to join the badminton team but could not afford the physical, he pulled out his wallet and paid for it himself. Aaliyah's badminton coach, Claudia Ramirez, immediately recognized the drive in Aaliyah and took her under her wing. Aaliyah always makes it to practice, and even though she must take 2 buses and the light rail just to get to school each morning, she makes it to practice. Many would say that it would be much easier to go home and rest after each school day. However, Aaliyah says she loves being on the team. She has made so many friends that they are like family to her. Aaliyah thinks many people have contributed to helping her build resilience, including her boyfriend Zachary and his mom Heather, Big Mike, the one who took the money out of his pocket to pay for her physical, Claudia Ramirez, and Karen Allen, the school nurse. She knows that without them, she would not be able to envision herself accomplishing her dream to attend college and become a nurse. Although she admits that sometimes she's sad about her childhood, she realizes that many people care about her and want to help her succeed. The ability she has developed to overcome adversity in her past will ensure many achievements in her future. When Aaliyah learned that she won the Courage Award, she couldn't understand why she deserved the honor. Her quiet, unassuming persona is part of what makes her so special. And so, Aaliyah, you deserve this honor because you are special. If there was one gift that I could give you tonight, it would be the ability for you to see yourself through my eyes and through the eyes of those in this room. And then maybe at that point in time, you would realize just how special you truly are. Aaliyah Love, on behalf of the city of Tempe, and in honor of your courage to persevere, I am proud to present you with this 2018 YouthFest Courage Award. Aaliyah, please come up and accept your award.
Congratulations to all our Courage Award recipients this evening. Your acts of courage are truly moving, and they're an inspiration to all of us here today and to the future. Congratulations to our Tempe Changemakers for the great example you set for the youth here in Tempe. Please join me once again and recognize these fine young people with another round of applause.
I just want to recognize before we leave again that we should really recognize those caring adults who provided guidance and mentorship and opportunities for the young people who have just received the Changemakers and the Courage Awards. Let's give a round of applause to all the adults, the teachers, the educators, the parents, the family members, the friends, the support group. It really does take a community to do what we do, and we can't do it without all of you. So thank you on behalf of the city of Tempe. Have a great evening and have a safe night. Good night.